in to relieve pressure on my head because it was built up. So I have a scar.
Wait, there's only one projector
in your skull.
After 6 months, they moved it back.
Wow.
Like they removed a clot that was formed because a vein ruptured in my head. So they removed the clot and then kept it like open for 6 months so that pressure would be relieved.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
But think about it. Once I get abs, once I stick to a schedule, this scar will look amazing.
There you go.
Hopefully sometime. And other than the scars, I think that's the only like residual.
Zach, how much time do we have?
I guess 3:45.
So we have a minute and 30 seconds.
We have 2 minutes and 12 seconds exactly on the dot.
2 people.
Yes.
They could have left different.
Yeah, other than the scars, there's no remedial like stuff. Which, I mean, all of my family that's middle age is bald. Which is great because I have a scar running from here all the way down to here.
So is that big?
Inspirational or funny?
Oh wow.
I mean, that's why.
We'll see. Well, if you're going after me, I'll try
I used
something
to
else.
always get bugs.
Please do. Loosen up the crown a little bit. Definitely. Okay, good.
But now I only wear it long, medium.
Everyone's in time?
Everyone's in time.
Awesome.
Yeah, my hair goes out in like a bush, so I can't exactly grow.
Just remember how you tell a joke to the front.
Say to get inspired.
Yeah, I would find that too. It's
Like, do knock joke. First I gotta have friends.
It just becomes a story.
Like, see, like that. That's
Because my hair's, I think, like
just tell me a
slightly
knock joke.
wavy.
A really bad
So
one.
if it was completely straight, then I would
As a
be like,
plan,
yeah, grow it
knock
out.
one.
Who's
that? Orange.
Focus.
Orange
Oh,
who?
we got it. I got it.
Just say
Orange, you glad to meet me?
I wish I had like a little bit.
Bam! Okay, we got it.
Wonderful.
I thought you were
Sometimes
going
I
to
hate
banana
the
for
hair.
a second. I know, man. I'm a real Dane
It's
cook.
harder to maintain.
I'm going to go with that. You want to sound funny?
Wait, this is speech 7, right?
Okay.
Oh, we got another 30
It's
minutes.
speech 16.
5 minutes.
Or for Fahim.
Okay, you should have gone to the restroom if you needed to.
Oh.
Yeah, man, there's only 1 minute and 12 seconds left.
That was our Alex time over there, so.
Alex time. I in the
It was like the clubhouse.
That's suggestive. Okay, but sit down.
Alright, everybody, it's time to begin. It's time to begin. Please sit down. Find your seats, everyone. Thank you. Oh yes, Quiet Coyote. We recently learned that one. Our next speaker is very accomplished, very good at the stage. He's already in his like second manuals.
Why'd you
He's
roll your
working
eyes?
so hard.
Sarcasm's a thing.
I don't know sarcasm. He is going to be working on Project 2, Special Occasions. It's 5 to 7 minutes long, and role models are something hard to come by. They can teach you a lot, not only by what they say, but how they live their lives. Zack is going to share with you one of his role models. Please welcome to stage, Zack.
All right. Varghese, get in your wrestling stance. Wait, coach, what's the wrestling stance? Get your hands out, all right? Bend over. All right, like that? Yeah, it's like that. Now stand there and move side to side. All right, like this? Yeah, that's correct. Every single day, Coach Daniel told me to do this. And every single day, I asked the same questions. I was not good at wrestling for a long time, and Coach was really mad at me because I never improved. And I hated him. I hated him so much. He made me sprint in a 90-degree room. I was sweating blood. Not really, but that bad. I hated everything about wrestling workouts. I loved wrestling and it was an adrenaline rush, but everything that led up to it is torture, and I think he is a criminal for it. What happened was unusual. And he used to scream at the top of his lungs. Every single time I messed up, he screamed and screamed and screamed. And that's basically the only thing I remember about wrestling practice. Just him screaming and me sweating, and that's it. I hated him till the day that I had the injury. Because he was the textbook definition of a hillbilly that doesn't know anything except wrestling. But when I had my injury, it was a different situation. There was only 3 people that came to the hospital other than family. 3 people that paid me a visit. Out of all of the people I know, these 3 people came to the hospital to visit me. And it makes sense because no one even knew I had a brain injury until I had it. They always thought, oh, Zack just moved schools. That's the only reason why he's not coming to class anymore. But only these 3 people found out, and only these 3 people paid the time to come to the hospital and visit. These 3 people are the pastor at my church, one of my best friends, and Coach Daniel. And he said, he walked up to the bed, he put a hand on my shoulder, and he said in almost a whisper, which is so surprising to me, I didn't even think he can do that. He whispered to me, "You are the greatest wrestler that I've ever trained. Not because you have the most points, because I definitely am sure that I'm not the best wrestler in that regard. Not because I had the most pins, but because of the way I lived my life. Because of the way I went through that injury." He said to me that I'm an inspiration to him. And that shocked me, because I didn't think he cared at all. The way he lived his life did not show to me that he's a caring person at all. But then he told me, "Do you know why you spread your legs and plant them firmly on the ground? Do you know why you put your hands out in front of you when you're in wrestling? It's because you want to have a firm foundation. It's because you want to brace against the impact when the other wrestler comes at you. When trials come, do you buckle or do you prepare? Are you going to hit the mat like that, or are you going to throw your opponent on the ground? It's all a matter of planting your feet and putting your hands up." It's amazing that he told me that. It's amazing that he cared enough. It's amazing that he took the time to tell me that I'm an inspiration. Because at that time, I was doubting myself, whether I was even a person, whether I was even worth the time, whether I was even worth the effort into making a success. But then he told me that, and I realized I'm not struggling, I'm not going through all these therapies, I'm not going through all these gruesome and humiliating activities in the hospital because of me and me alone. But I'm going through all of these things because there's people out there. There's people everywhere I go that care for me. Whether that be family, whether that be friends, whether that be my co-wrestlers, or whether that be my coach. There's people in this world that care. And no matter how far I fall or any of you fall, you can always get back up. And there's always people that can help you up. Thank you.
Everyone, please write down your comments. Move them into the middle. That's confusing. Our next speaker told me that I should make up his introduction for him. I'm going to say that the next speaker, he is a very fabulous impromptu speaker. Not so good at using Tinder, but that's okay. You don't have to put that on your resume. As I told him earlier today, a picture is worth 1,000 words. He is worth 1,000,000. Working on the project, get comfortable with visual aids. Please welcome to the stage Fahim with his speech, A Very Interesting Morning.
The dream.
So, before I start, guys, show you guys something. Right there. Zoomage, 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 zoomage. See that? See that? That right there. It's dead bug. I don't know if you guys can tell. Like, the camera's pretty bad quality, but my finger right there has some dead blood underneath it. I'm wondering, you guys hopefully have an intrigue or interest in what must have happened. You know, like every incident, something always happens to lead to something else. Well, this right here starts off with a very interesting story. It was, I believe, a Wednesday morning, like about 8 o'clock in the morning, got to the MOC, finally did my homework for the first time. Didn't have to like worry about not doing it on time, so did it. And I was just chilling with friends, playing some volume of the music in the background, just blasting it, chilling, and then the neighbors next to me in the MOC room, like 4th floor, knock. They're like, "Can you please quiet down? I'm studying." I'm like, "Oh, sure, definitely, right?" I'm like, lower it a little, and then another friend comes in, I'm like, "Oh no, gotta party it out a bit more, right?" So blast it back up again, just keep it going, and the same person comes back again, and was like, "Can you please quiet down again? It's kind of disturbing." I'm like, "Oh, sure. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Did a little, but then went back up again, you know what I mean? But the thing is, as you know, there's a thing called karma. You do something, something's gonna happen back to you. I'm assuming this person hated me that much, like wished some bad luck or something upon me, resulting in a series of consequences which followed after, right? So I'm like done with my whole like jam session with my friends. I'm hungry now, you know? Like 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 a.m., I'm hungry. And I'm basically telling everyone around me, I'm starving. Let's go. I wanna go eat, you know what I mean? Gotta get this food. So I get ready, and my friends get ready, and they're still taking so long because they had their books out and everything, right? So basically, to get them to hurry up a bit, put my book bag on. I'm like, put it on. I'm like, let's go guys, come on. I'm ready as you guys are. I'm still just wasting my time, you know? I'm like, I am hungry. I haven't eaten since 8 a.m. I am starving. These guys just casually, it's like slowly closing everything, just putting stuff away, like give it a second. I'm like, I don't have this second. But then I had this thought in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna be getting so many extra calories in Bolton. Just eat up, you know, like usually I eat 3 plates. I'm like, gonna get about, say, 4,000 calories in a meal for breakfast. So I decided I should burn a few calories before going. And as you know me, I'm a workout guy, you know, I try to work out wherever I can. So put my book back on. I was like, should I keep it on or should I take it off? Thing was, at that time, I had a big water bottle right here on my right side. No, left side, my bad. Left side. It was this big water bottle, it was like super hard. It was filled with water. And the thing is, it slips out because it's so big. And I considered the thought, I'm like, a few push-ups with such a heavy book bag should burn more calories. More calories burned, more muscle built. All the calories I get from Bolton won't be wasted, right? So I'm like popping my push-up stance, you know? As these guys are just wasting time, pop a stance. I'm like going 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like 5's coming up and I got this fancy like, I'm like jump and I fall, right? And just as I fall, this water bottle slips out. This water bottle about the size of, pretty big, let's just say pretty big size, 5 pounds in weight, bam, right on my pinky. Like, just bam. And then like, just yelling in pain, you know, because something big fell in my hand. I start like running around crazily. I'm like, this hurts, like holding it in the air, running as fast as I can, everywhere. And I'm like, I can't do anything about it because you know there's blood coming out, there's pain. And I'm like, I'm in pain. And my friends are like, you'll live, it's like a pinky. I'm like, no, I'm in pain, I'm gonna die. They weren't understanding, right? And like, I was like, this is not working, so I had to get my mind off of something, right? Closest wall. I'm like, bam, bam. Just start banging on it, you know? Get the pain distracted. It did nothing. Like my hands are hurting, my pinky is hurting. I'm like, I'm in pain twice as much now. And I was like, breathe, breathe. I go and run to the MLC bathroom, 4th floor. I feel like everyone who walked past me was like, what is this kid doing, you know? And I was like, just casually walking with that pinky in the air, you know, trying not to display any signs of pain, because strangers, right? They're just like, what the heck is this kid doing? So walk there, put some water on it, and like blood dripping. I'm like, ooh, might be like pretty bad, you know, because like swelling up, got like twice as big as this. So I was like, I'm gonna die now, maybe, if this goes bad, because I was like, I've had this occur to me before where a pipe would fall on my toe, whole toenail came off. It's like tetanus maybe could go bad. I'm like, hopefully I don't have to do anything with this nail because after like blood started drying up a little, I had these thoughts. I'm like, I don't want a black nail because I feel like there's gonna be blood underneath, but I have a black nail, this and that, and everything. I had to minimize that, right? So the first thought came in my mind was like, I should pull it out as soon as I can, rather than wait for it to fall out. I thought about it. And then I was like, no, it's not gonna get me because it'll be twice so much pain. So cross that one off. Almost did it though, I can tell you that. Almost did that, but then reconsidered and realized